So today we're playing Likely, Maybe, What If. It's been a while since we've played, so here's a refresher for you and the audience. I will ask you a question, and you will respond with three possibilities, each more far-fetched.
Okay, what's the first one?
James Harden is a wild card right now. He hasn't made a decision on his player option yet. So, what do you see him doing?
It's likely he re-signs with the Sixers. That's the most likely outcome. Not on a full max, but it's likely he re-signs with the Sixers. Morey's there. He had two amazing playoff moments with them this year, and then he also had the last two games of the playoffs, which were old James Harden playoff stuff. They have the best chance to win. They need him. They can afford him. It's likely that. Maybe he does what has been speculated the last year, and he just goes back to Houston. And goes back to his old stomping grounds, even though they're worlds away from a championship. The what if is what if the Los Angeles Clippers say, what if James says, I want to go back home to LA, and the Clippers pull off a sign and trade for him? I don't think that's a real needle mover for them, but that is the unlikely but somewhat plausible outcome. The most likely, though, is he stays in Philly. Maybe he goes to Houston with an outside chance that he ends up going to the Clippers. All right, next.
Okay, according to Woj, the market for Kyrie is almost non-existent outside of Dallas. However, it seems Kyrie is more interested in the years than the money. How is this going to play out?
It's likely Dallas overpays and folds their hand and gives him 3 years guaranteed, probably with a partial guarantee in year 4, and he stays with the Mavericks. That's the most likely outcome.
Okay.
Because the Mavs have boxed themselves in with the Kyrie trade. They don't want to alienate Luka further. I don't think getting in, I said it from the very beginning, that I thought getting in the Kyrie business was a mistake, but they did it. Now they probably got to follow through. Maybe the Mavs are able to find a team that will execute a sign-and trade for Kyrie where they get depth back, and that team gives Kyrie a significant contract. I think that is unlikely, but that is maybe that they do a sign and trade with Kyrie. And I threw out on TV, not to bring up the Clippers again, but a sign and trade with the Clippers for Paul George would be a dream scenario for the Mavericks. I don't know why the Clippers would do it, except for the fact that they're about to open a new stadium. They can't trust that Kawhi and Paul George, either one of them, can leave after next year. It's very difficult to trust Kawhi's health, and they might feel like we have to have a headliner in town when we open that new stadium. The what if is what if he just says screw the money and goes to the Lakers for the mid-level exception, but that is not happening. Kyrie has left too much money on the table to sign up for 1 year, $12 million with the Lakers. It's going much like the Harden thing. I think the most likely outcome is what's actually going to happen here, which is he stays with Dallas. All right, don't even worry about the follow-up question. Go on to Draymond.
The Warriors got rid of their locker room problem, the guy who got punched. Now the runway is open for Draymond to return to Golden State, but will he?
All right, it's like, again, I'm sorry to go with the chalk answers here. He's going to return to Golden State. It's likely that he returns to Golden State on like a 3-year deal that matches up with Steph's contract. Maybe he goes to Dallas, as Bill Simmons has been speculating as is a possibility. And again, I don't think that's going to happen. But the what if is, what if he visits Sacramento just as a negotiating ploy and is just taken aback by what they're trying to build there and likes the idea that he could stay in Northern California, spurn the Warriors front office, get a boatload of money from Sacramento, and then help build a winner there. That's not going to happen. Sacramento opened up the cap space and there's speculation, but that's not going to happen. Sidebar: is your sister
Getting whipped cream right now?
Annie, stop getting the whipped cream. That's for Wimbledon. Dior's younger sister's here as well. I think she's really just hoping that at some point she could rush the stage and take over for you. But now she's eating the... No, you can't, Deanna. Now she's eating all the whipped cream. All right, next.
After reminding the world that he can still play basketball, Russ is back on the market. Maybe the Lakers could use him?
Yeah.
You know? Where does he end up?
This one's tough. Because...
It can be far-fetched, though.
Yeah, but the Clippers can only pay him $3.8 million. So I don't see that happening. I think it is likely he ends up with the Chicago Bulls. Because Lonzo's career appears to be over, unfortunately. They can pay him more than the Clippers. He would get to play. He's a Jordan Brand guy. I think maybe this would excite you, Diora. Well, I guess you're going to be in college. You're not even going to go with me to the games. Oh, I just got sad. Maybe he goes to the Nets.
You can get me tickets out there. I'll be at the games out there.
There's no basketball team in Santa Cruz. Well, there's G League team.
And there's also...
You're too far.
I'm close to San Francisco.
And maybe he goes to the Nets. And what if... The what if is that he says, I don't care about the money, and he takes $3.8 million minimum from the Clippers, but I don't see that happening at all. I think it's the Bulls or the Nets are the two teams most likely to sign him. Both of the Nets are an interesting one because since they don't have their own draft picks, they are not incentivized at all to tank, and so they might want to stay competitive. He still is a draw. He's still a popular player, but I think he ends up with the Bulls.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.